to you. Help me, help you. Keep bringing you the news. You already know. Let's get it in. Let's make it happen. You already know, no filter. I'll give it to you raw, not cut. Let's do this. We gonna try something new. Listen, I don't know yet, because I ain't at 50 for subscribers, so I always say like and subscribe. I guess that's the thing you're supposed to do, so I'm going to keep doing it. I'm learning every day. Like I tell you, I'm doing this something good. Keep me from going to jail. Prison, being out there, providing the streets for work. It is what it is. So I'm loving it. I ain't knocking on the heaven's gate. I ain't throwing rocks at the Green Monster, which is the county. And I ain't asking for nobody to send me no cakes down the way. And I don't need a JPay. Love is love. But look, I wanted to tap into this. I want y'all to check something out. We're going to do something new today because I'm going to rock with this and I'm still having on. I think I might see if I can find some other things up there. I don't know if I can do this, but I'm going to try it today. So check this out. Hit the likes for y'all. Let y'all hear my man Harlem. Like I said, I got love for all the subscribers because we all the same thing. We all trying to make some money. It is what it is. But hold on, I've been checking them out, but I want to talk to you all. So let's let y'all tap in and see what we talk about then. I'm going to say what I got to say. Let's go.
Mixing in politics doesn't match. You heard? We had a whole nother swag. The game has seemed to change around, and Whack 100 is speaking out. Yeah, and y'all making him look like a genius. Let's talk about it.
This is Harlem legend, no cat. No trap, no trap. Oh, this is Harlem legend.
Fast forward that a little bit.
Yo. What's good, YouTube? It's your boy E or you, aka the Harlem Legend, man. Welcome to Harlem Legend TV, man. We on the road to 50,000, and by helping me get there, I need y'all to smash that like button, subscribe to the channel, make sure you set your bell notification so you know when I'm dropping a video or going live. I gotta keep it tall. Look, I remember vividly when Jim Jones pushed that blood culture. And I'm just saying, when he pushed the blood culture, you dig what I'm saying? In hip hop, I remember. Yeah, look, he's been doing. It's been 20-something plus years, y'all. Joe Mo, Jim Jones has been pushing blood. Now, give or take, we all gotta call it what it is. He got solidified with certified gangsters. Remember when he hooked up with Game? Yeah. And we ain't gonna throw no punches and we ain't gonna lie. I remember Whack 100 being Game's manager. You heard? So they was jacking him. I'm just saying, they was jacking Mr. Joe Mo, Jim Jones. And then later on, Whack 100 ended up, hey, it is what it is. He ended up coming out throwing shots at Jim Jones. Yeah, and saying he was a fake blood. I'm just being real. Look, I don't know if Whack 100 was on his clout run or whatever, but you gotta ask yourself, how can you tell a West Coast Pyru, look, everybody don't like Whack. Yeah, everybody think Whack is a chatty patty, he gets in everybody's business. I get it. But Whack 100's been saying for years, Joe Mo was a fake blood. And I'm trying to question you. I'm trying to figure out, how do we question somebody from the West Coast? You heard, the motherland of that gang. Hey, I don't know. Maybe because Whack chased clout for many times. I don't know. Y'all call it what y'all want, right? But Whack 100 has actually came out before and said Jim Jones was no good. Yeah, I'm just calling it down the line, y'all. Pay attention, because look, this is what he said back in the so on, right? You heard? I gotta call it what it is. This is what he said back in the so on. Let me take this down right here, right? He said, listen, scary ass cooperating clown. This is when the wiretaps and stuff came out. I let off you, but since you want to speak as if you're that as if you called me out, bring your ass back and we gonna play the game all the way out. That dead end street is wide open. You're a rapper, not a gangster. Ain't never been one. You're scared of the ending results. Stay in your lane before you find yourself in a situation. So Whack 100, hey look, he was throwing shots at Jimmy like crazy. We all remember this. Jim Jones responded to Whack 100 calling him out. Seems you have bigger fish to fry. You have a nice day, black man. That's all Jim Jones said to a real Pyru from the West Coast. But we all know Mandu. Yeah, Mandu, East Coast warrior, Mandu warrior from Brooklyn, came out and offered Jim Jones the fade. We know where that went. Joe Mo introduced him to his, I'm just saying, he introduced that man to the zipper part. And hey, it is what it is. Jesse did. He came right out and disrespected that man. But now I gotta show y'all this, right? Because I remember vividly when Joe Mo was on the Queen's Flip show, shout out to Queen's Flip, and they asked him, how did you even become Blood? This is how the East Coast was operating back in them days. Pay attention, y'all.
No, you don't promote gangs. You joined Blood at what age?
Me?
No, me. Yes, you.
Oh, man.
You can at least say that, Cabo. Like, what age you joined?
19, something like that.
You heard what he said? 19 years old, and that sounds about right. That sounds about right, yeah. And I was about 17, so, it sounds about right. It sounds about right. 17, 16, it sounds about right.
Did you have to go through the ritual? Did they have rituals back then, like jump in and do the 3 things on your arm and all that? You had to go through that?
Yeah, they had their own little, that they used to do it like that, but Harlem was way different from California, so there was a lot of different ways you could get in. I was very aggressive in my hood and like that, and the big dogs at the time were that we used to go always out and party.
Now, I don't know about aggressive and all that, right? But I do know Joe Mo was outside. Jim Jones was outside. He definitely was.
I was getting a lot of trouble at that time. I'd always be fighting, ooping, and all type of other dumb shit like that. So one thing led to another thing, and very aggressively, I was told, when you see us, you throw it up, Blood.
And I remember that. It was one of those things where they would try to force you, because it has happened to me quite a few times. They would try to force you to be Blood. Yeah, if you from the block, I just wasn't into the gang situation. Shout out to everybody that turned Blood, all the homies out there that showed me love, that we made a lot of money on Lenox Avenue. Y'all already know what it is. But me, in my mindset, I was chasing a bag. I was into the money. I like green. Red is cool. I like green. You heard? I like that bread. See, but he fell into the demons at that time. And I remember, shout out to Jay. Look, well, he ended up being a rat later on, Chill Will.
Yeah, you heard? You heard? When you see us, you throw it up, Blood. That's it, Blood. You out here putting it in more.
I don't know about out here putting it in and all that. Hey, look, that's up to y'all. And maybe he was putting in work as he was in the rap scene with Cam at that time, or just moving around at that time. But I don't know. He out here putting that work in and all that. But I gotta break this down to y'all. See, the most significant thing Jim Jones said in that whole statement, if you was paying attention, the West Coast is different from the East Coast. We gotta stop mixing politics, because now we're looking crazy over here. Yeah, this is why we should have never took on Blood. Crit, you heard none of that.
Yo, Harlem, big shout out to that guy. Very funny. Shout out to him, man. But this is my conclusion to this is what's going on right now, man. So, to you, help me help you, keep bringing you the news. But I need y'all to bring me the news. Take a deep breath. I'm trying to find out who are the YNs sometimes when I be looking at some of these bloggers up here, man. Because I'm trying to find out, too, like, what age do it comes to when you could you could be grown and you ain't got to be 40 and older and still acting like you really go on the streets and shoot a fade or put some work in and things like it takes a lot of time and energy to do that stuff. If you really was in the streets once upon a time, doing whatever you was doing, playing with them, them guns, right? Robbing people, being a stick-up kid, gang banging, all them things, right? It takes a lot of time, preparation, strategizing to do these type of things and get away with it for people to be able to tell your stories. You know what I mean? People that do things like that, they don't just do one thing and they get over. They did several robberies. They caught several bodies. That's why people talk about them, because they heard that they did things and got away with these things. So they talk about their story. It take a lot of prepping to do stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? So I say that to say this. Who want to be 45, 40, 50 years old trying to get a car, getting gloves, doing all this stuff that you got to do to pick work and scouting people out, all this stuff that people do. And there's different other ways of people doing things to get to people, right? Who want to be that age doing that over a conversation because somebody said, I don't think he official, or, you know, or he repping this, or, you know, I don't like what he said about my man, you know what I'm saying? Yo, he only talking, I mean, it be over nothing. And people get on these blogs and talk about people in a way where it hits a nerve, it kind of strikes and make a person feel away. And sometimes you put people under the gate, like, I mean, you know, their back against the wall, and you make them scratch back, and now there's a whole mess. Oh, and when you think about it and you look at it, it be like, damn, wasn't over nothing. It's just worth you walking away from your family, your kids, your wife, your loved ones. It's just worth that. Like, and how do you feel like walking in your house? Yo, I remember I had a fight, right, with a guy, and I had a little mark on my eye, right? And when I came out, my girl was like, yo, fuck, what's wrong with you? You got donuts? Somebody beat you up? Blah, blah, blah. And no, I didn't do it. Beat me up. I put, how they tell you young boys say, I put belt the ass. You gotta hit it. Yeah, we fighting. Things, you know, I ain't perfect. You know what I'm saying? But I put belt the ass. Yes, I did. You know what I'm saying? But what I'm saying is that I'm coming in the house at 40-something years old, still walking in with battle wounds for shooting scrappers over the streets. And it's not even over my kids. It's not over my family. It wasn't even nothing that was really, I mean, it was worth it to me. And, you know what I'm saying, that's a whole nother story. But who wanted, what I'm saying, I said to say this, that at 40-something years old, I came in the house, my girl was like, look at your face. Like, you should be 40 years old doing things like that. Like, like, what example is a 40-year-old man leading the younger youth that's following the footsteps and walking down the same avenues that this guy was walking down once upon a time? What type of example are you setting for them? When you 45, damn near 50, still talking like you want to put some work in. Or when I see him, I'm gonna punch him in his face. Like, yo, you first of all, you get tired quick now, so you ain't out there shooting and scrapping like you want. Like, if you had 5 minutes, then you only got a minute, if that, maybe 30 seconds. You know what I'm saying? Like for real, bro. Like, I don't think nobody that's 45, 50 years old really trying to get it in like that on the streets, like, for real. Like, and if y'all is, so, bro, when do it stop? Y'all gonna be it's about to be to the point where that when you 40, you can't even wear, like, the hip-hop clothes, like, the whatever's in style, you can't be that age when we gonna get outdated, like how back in the day the old guys would always wear suits and ties, and that was like a regular day. Like, that was fly. That was your Spider, your Giuseppe's, your whatever you name, your Prada, Gucci, Louis. That was your outfit. That was that back then. You have your shoes on, you dressed up, you know, looking sharp every day out on the block, getting money like that. But now it's like a dinosaur to us because we came into a different fashion. And we felt as though that was old and that was played out. And we keep being up here not showing the right example and letting the younger guys up under us see that we made mistakes and yeah, we went through this and went through that and we wish we shouldn't have did things like that, but this happened, that happened, but now I'm doing these things to be productive. I'm spending time with my family. I'm involved now with things that's going on with my kids, you know, things like that. You ain't having conversations like that, then you can't be mad when they want to chin check you or they ain't listening to you because you ain't bringing in no information. You ain't giving them no jewels. Like AG said, with the F heads can tell us if they ain't got bread to bellas. So what I'm saying is like, if you can't help me out as a youngin' in the street, then we on the same level. If you stand on the corner with me hand in hand and doing what you're doing, you can't tell me nothing. You supposed to be giving me packs. You supposed to be throwing me out. You can't be out here doing the same thing I'm doing, trying to educate me. Some dudes ain't listening to that at all. So, I mean, if you're 40, you got to act your age, man. You got to carry your age into a lot of bloggers that I think it's because y'all trying to get money. Maybe that's just the whole catch, this thing, to start with somebody that's got a little name, so you shoot some negative stuff out there, hope they bite and blow up, and that takes off. Cool. That's your thing, and that's your energy. It is what it is. You fooled me. You got that. It is what it is. You feed your family by starting conflict, but that do come with something. Down the line, somebody might see you want to check your chin. You know what I'm saying? It might put you on your diaper. It is what it is. But if that's not the case, I would think that, for one, you from Harlem. Jim's from Harlem. You talk about Whack 100, he from Cali. Why are you even reaching all the way over to the West Coast to diss somebody from the East Coast who you probably seen, shook their hand, hung out, wouldn't have a drink when if you didn't, you was more likely having a 90% chance of running into them than running into Whack 100. You was wanting to see Jim Jones. Jim could probably help you faster than Whack 100 and once upon a time in life. I don't know what type of connections you have with them now, but I mean, come on, bro. You supposed to be up there all like, yo, man, Jim, you know, you making a mess, you did your little thing, you said little things. Because Jim do get out of the pocket, too. Sometimes talked about saying things that we all knew it wasn't efficient, but it was cool. It is what it is. And Jimmy even got up to say I was clout taking. I was doing what the young boys doing. It is what it is. At least he stood on it and said what it was. And guess what? As a man, Harlem, guess what? Nas ain't responding back to that. He chilled out, kept doing his thing, living his life. And then behind that, guess what? Nas is buying the casino. During that time when that conversation was going on, we didn't know, but Nas was working again in the casino. If he was acting like a young kid, he could have played Jimmy out like, oh, you told me you got this money, you need to, right now I'm out in the process of owning the casino. He could have shut him down, but he don't do that. And when I'm saying Harlem, you supposed to been up there, especially because Jimmy from Harlem. If you were gonna talk about it, you should have been talking about how to keep it at peace. Like, yo, Jim, you know, you up there, bro. You my man. You know, whatever relationship you have with him, if you don't have a relationship with him, you know a little more of him than I would think you know a Whack, because y'all more closer and you can relate to what's going on in New York than what's going on in LA. You know what I mean? Much more. So I would think you wouldn't want the East Coast, West Coast beef, so you shouldn't want to start that. We seen what happened once upon a time in that thing with the big Pac wave and everything else spilled out of hand over that. You shouldn't want that to come back. You should be like, yo, Jay, you know, Jim, y'all, you know, Whack, y'all need to fix that, iron that out, man. Y'all got a problem, y'all deal with that behind the blogs, you know what I'm saying? Y'all know each other. Y'all know how to reach out. Y'all got people that know each other that can reach out and get y'all on the phone, whatever like that. I mean, we have to start setting them as for the younger guys, because the younger dudes is doing this just on a different, they on their phones live saying I'm gonna put some work in. Y'all on a blog starting stuff like girls and making content and talking about dudes like God women do and saying some things that don't really sound right or might not even be so much true. You know what I'm saying? And opposed to y'all giving out positive energy and good, you know, feedback. Y'all up there sparking more fuel to the fire, giving the young guys things to put in their head and say, damn, yo, Jimmy a fake blood, Jimmy this, that, and third. You have real homies that was really in Jimmy video with them. Little homies, big homies, middle homies, dudes who probably just wanted to be a part of the movement. And you say, clown this man or kicking his back and like he ain't that, assassinating his character, you might have the people looking at him another way. Sometimes you may say things that make other people's life way a little more challenging. I ain't gonna say harder, but made a little challenging, because sometimes suckers love to try to like fight other suckers. You know what I'm saying? So if you taking shots at a dude and he ain't taking shots back and you disrespecting him, now you might have another thing in the cut that wants to think that he could do that. Now, you know, so it's just like, Harlem, I don't know you. I watch him like I watch a lot of you bloggers, because I use this platform to keep me from going to prison. So I'm not going to be on this platform trying to start a beef, because I ain't trying to go to jail. I ain't trying to shoot nobody. I ain't trying to fight nobody. I don't want nobody telling on me. I don't want to go to no county. I don't want no visits. I don't want nothing. I want to be out here with my peoples, eating what I want to eat, chilling. I can smoke when I want to smoke, get some love if I need it for my lady. However, whatever comes with this real life. And the most important thing is getting back that time with my kids. I'm still struggling and going back and forth with my kids. You know what I'm saying? Because the time I missed by going to jail and having a bad relationship with my baby mother. Like, yo, I mean, it's a lot that I got to fix. My mother, my brothers, my sisters, you know what I'm saying? And having a new lady in my life. You got to go through with her and be a man and walk in faith. You know what I'm saying? So it's just like, we got to do better, bro. Because I ain't trying to be up here moving like that. I'm using this to make some money so I ain't got to sell drugs no more. I ain't gotta be busting no plays. I ain't gotta. I can put my outlaw outfit up and chill. I'm trying to get money legit. And I don't have to use this platform to talk bad about people or start negative energy, because I do know like that's the thing to do. You really want to get on, you talk about people in the worst way. You say some things that's very disrespectful. That's what make people just boom, one hit wonder, Milli Vanilli style. I don't want that. I want this platform. I want to be able to share my story. I want to be able to talk to people. I have other things to talk about outside of it. Talk about rappers and beefing with gang members and stuff like that. I can talk about love, relationships. I can talk about job opportunities. I can talk about how you go and put a resume in and talk about sports. You know what I'm saying? I can talk about business plans. You know what I'm saying? I can talk about different landscaping things out there. And these are the things that I have done in my life that I can share. You know what I mean? So I have a lot of things that I can share. And I'm trying to get my subscribers and be able to go live and be able to do my thing, so I could be able to put my stuff out here on this platform and let people see I have more to offer than trying to be up here talking down on somebody. So I'm not doing that. You know what I mean? So it might take me a little longer to get my 50 than somebody that get up there and tell them that, something happened that never happened. You know what I'm saying? It takes off. So I say that to say this, man. I hope and pray a lot of you bloggers now that's up here on this platform that got the power, got the followers, and post to bashing people that we see making mistakes. Try to find, especially older, because we gotta let the young guys do what they gonna do. They gonna do what they do. They gonna rap the way they gonna rap. If they on these platforms and they doing stream, if they live, if they got podcasts, if they say things out of pocket, it's okay, because guess what? We did it. We been there, done that. It's hard to tell a young guy what to do or how to do something when they already made a way for themselves, making money and able to feed their family or whatever they have or whatever their vices are, whatever they could do. If they could do it on their own, it's very, very, very hard for somebody to step in and just have them sit down and follow the rules. It don't work like that all the time. Everybody's not a Tom Brady, which means everybody's not a dominant enough to be young and sit back and listen and do the right thing. Some people got to go, not some, 90% of us have to go through things to actually be successful, and to respect things, and to, not take a lot of things for granted. So the older brothers should lead better examples and show how to resolve problems as opposed to always starting problems. We should be able to talk about things as opposed to always talking down about things, you know what I'm saying? So, I can get up here and point out a lot of things that he said that I feel that was corny. Really, but I'm not here to do that. I'm here just to say that you from New York, Jimmy from New York, and you open your platform up to talk about a dude from Cali and a dude from New York, which it's really not a story. It's not a big thing at all. I just said to myself as I was watching, like, I want to share this with the family because I want us to see that we ain't got to do that to get the likes or for us to watch. You know what I'm saying? I wasn't watching you because I thought you had that. I was watching you because you say things that's funny, that makes sense. I think you got a great sense of humor. You got a character. You know what I'm saying? You worth watching. You know what I'm saying? You give somebody you get the attention. You know what I'm saying? So when I seen that, I was like, dang, hold on, I had you down a little more growner than that, and you kind of rub me like a YN, you know what I'm saying? So I just want to say, man, everybody make mistakes and fumble and drop the ball sometimes. You drop the ball, so I'm going to say you dropped the ball on that note, man. So I say that to say this, man. Listen, man, to you, help me, help you, keep bringing you the news, man. And guess what, man? Once we 40 and older, man, we don't need to be out here trying to be talking about we gangsters and we fighting and all that corny stuff at all. We don't need that, because a lot of jokes went to jail when they was 19, 20, and they came home when they was 40, and they wasn't talking about no gangsters. They was talking about getting a job and doing the right thing and walking in faith. You know what I'm saying? So, let's not make that a habit and have other guys that's 39 about to be 40 thinking it's still cool to act like you're 20 when you're really 40. Love is love. I love y'all, man. Hope y'all bring me in. Let me get on. We go live. We chat. We do some things, because I have a lot to bring to the table. A lot. And like I said, I would love to go live with y'all, because maybe I feel much more better opening up to y'all. So let's go, man. Let's do this. I love y'all. Let's get money out.